Hey gang, this is Andy over at Falco Canine Academy. This is a new episode of a brand new show on our TV, on Falco Canine TV, called The Mortuary Dog. And this is Morty, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Morty and tell you about what's going on with Morty and the Mortuary Dog and explain everything, but actually have hopefully about 4 or 5 times a week about this particular dog. This dog is going to go through a series of training to be a mortuary dog. And what is that exactly is a mortuary dog, you ask? On our last live video that we just did not too long ago, I don't know why we're having such issues with the internet, both at home and at CrossFit Firestone, where the video was very choppy, and I don't even think it got to the point where I started talking about the mortuary dog and our plans to have a daily update, an almost daily update on what's happening with our mortuary dog. But this is him. And we're going to take you each day through some of the stuff that we're doing with him and what it is we're going to be training him for and that kind of stuff. So to answer the question, what is a mortuary dog? A mortuary dog is going to be a dog that is in a mortuary that will be there to help some of the people during their time of grief when they are there making decisions about their loved one and that kind of stuff. So that's going to be really a cool thing for this dog to do, considering this dog came from a shelter and was rescued out of a shelter. And we've had him now about a day and a half, I think, or maybe 2 days. And some of the things that you need to know about him is his name is going to be Morty, at least for right now. I came up with that name yesterday. Morty for the mortuary dog. And he's a terrier poodle mix, we think. And he's about a year. And so right now, for the first time, I'm seeing. So if you saw me stick my finger down his throat when he was chewing my hand, that's one solution to a dog that chews on your hand. If you maybe just a minute ago, the connection kind of went off. I shoved my finger down into his throat just a little bit to show him that that's not something I want. What tends to happen is people tend to move their hands away, and they actually encourage the dog because now you're playing like a little game of keep away. What happens when you hold a sock and the dog wants to bite the sock and you move it away? The dog chases after it, wants to bite it, right? And wants it even more because you're pulling it away. Where in this case, the dog's biting my hand and I give him more of what he's trying to, at least what I believe that he's trying to tell me that he wants. And then instead I stick my hand down his throat, which is the opposite of what he wants. You see how now he's pulling away and now he's stopped biting my hand. He will forget in a few minutes and he'll start biting it again, and then I will just repeat. And so I want you to be careful in doing that with a dog with a very strong bite like a pit bull, German Shepherd, Rottweiler. You may have negative results in regard to your hand and injury. And so one of the things that you got to consider is the size of the dog when you're doing that. So you can see now Morty is not biting my hand because he didn't also like that I stuck my fingers down his throat, right? And so that's one of the things you can do, and that again is up to you. Now he's asking me to pet him, and I'm not going to pet him upon his request. These are all things we're going to talk about a little bit later on. We want him to respond to us, not us respond to him. So these are the early stages of this dog. Now, the dog is a rescue, and you're wondering, why is he still matted and dirty and nasty? And if you could actually smell through the iPhone, you could smell that he actually also smells. That's because he was neutered coming right out of the shelter, and you cannot wash the dog for 10 days after being neutering. Which I wish they would have washed him before they neutered him, because he is really nasty and smelly. I don't know if it's really showing on the camera about how nasty he is, but he's really nasty. I'm going to have to take a shower after sitting here with him. This is probably the most time I spent in contact with him. Up till now, I've been trying to not let him touch me. So him chewing on the leash is going to be another thing that we're going to try to fix too. So right now you've seen 2 behaviors we have to fix, right? Chewing on the hands, which we don't want if he's going to be a therapy dog. We don't want him chewing on the children's hands or the adults' hands for that matter. We don't want him chewing on the leash, and so we're going to solve that problem pretty quickly. He also has kennel cough, and so he came to us with kennel cough and being neutered with, I think his sutures were glued, and so that's one of the reasons why we can't wash him for 10 days. And but he's a very cute dog. You have to have a little bit of a vision when you're looking at dogs sometimes when they look like this. But he's going to be such a cute dog. He's a very loving dog. He likes kids, and so far I can tell he doesn't mind other dogs and likes other dogs. This is the most energy I've seen out of him since we had him. So again, he tried to chew on my fingers, so that's why the finger goes in his mouth. And pretty soon that will all stop. It'll happen pretty quickly. See right now how he turned away. All right, so let me just give you one more thing that we're going to do with Morty before we go and sign off for now. I just want to introduce you to Morty. I wanted to tell you what he is. I want to tell you what a mortuary dog is going to be. This is going to be a very fun trip for us. We're going to be introducing another trainer by the name of Em, who's going to be helping us train Morty for the mortuary. The mortuary actually, the owner of the mortuary actually happens to be a friend of hers, so she wanted to be a part of this dog's training. And she also found the dog. We've had a heck of a time trying to find a dog that fits into the parameters for what it is they wanted. And so it's taken about probably 3 or 4 weeks longer than normal. All right, so there's that. So again, Morty's going to get a bath and all that kind of stuff in just a few days. The next thing that I wanted to show you is if you ever have to give your dog pills. Now, some people, go and get cheese and put it in the cheese, or they try to feed it to the dog and the dog ends up spitting it out. And that's where this dog is now. The first couple times I gave him a pill, he actually just swallowed it. He didn't know any better. But now, we don't want him to spit it out because then they get gooey really fast and then they break apart and it's hard to give him his full medication. So one of these is for his kennel cough and the other one is for the potential pain he has from his neutering. All right. So again, you can wrap them up in cheese. That's one thing. They also have cheese, not cheese. They got pill treats that you can put the pill in the treats and give the dog the treats. I've had dogs still sort out the pill and spit out the pill. So sometimes don't work. This is the fast and dirty way to do it, right? You just bring the dog around. Come here, Morty. Come here. You take the dog, grab the dog by the top of the jaw here. You use your fingers and open up the mouth and open up, and then you stick the pill all the way down his throat, and then you close his mouth. And you hold it, and you wait, and you can feel with your pinky finger when he swallows. Yeah, he's still holding it. And sometimes the tongue will stick out. I think he swallowed it there. Yep, there he goes. There is the swallow. And it's gone. So that's fast, right? You don't have to go get a treat or cheese and wrap it all up and put it in there. You just grab the top of their mouth, pull down their mouth, and then stick it all the way down into their throat and push it down there. Hold their mouth shut for a second. You'll feel the dog swallow. You don't have to hold it tight, right? Just hold it so that he can't spit it out, or put his head down. If he puts his head down, then it's very easy for him to take his tongue and push it out. And so that's a really easy way to do it. Again, if you have a dog that has a strong bite and really doesn't like taking pills, you want to be careful about doing that. I've rarely had any problems. I've done that with German Shepherds, Pit Bulls, Rottweilers, all the dogs that I tell you that have really strong bites. So you want to be aware of that. But Morty's really cute, right? And just imagine, first you got to kind of imagine what he's going to look like when he's washed and he's brushed out and will look so cute. And the kids and everybody that sees that dog when they come there will hopefully forget some of what's going on with the passing of one of their loved ones. But I think it's a great idea to have this dog at a mortuary. And I think his name, Morty, is actually a really cool name. I started cracking up when I came up. I see some comments up there. Let me get up so I can see some of the comments. You're going to have to see my face really up close. Mark, oh, great. Yeah, very interesting. Oh, good. I thought it was my connection. No, it keeps disconnecting for some reason. Yep, he is cute, Kim. Yeah, he's a pretty cute dog. And he's actually got a pretty fun personality. And I can't wait till he's clean so I can spend a little bit more time with him and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the connection over there at the CrossFit. It was, I tested it earlier and it went really, really well. And then there might have been one of the walls. I had now moved my computer around. I think that wall might be a load-bearing wall or maybe full of cement or something like that. That may have been the positioning, may have caused the video on that particular episode to go a little faulty. Because the first place I tested, which is just like 10 feet away, was inside the waiting area of CrossFit Fitness. And right now I just saw it go off like 3 times before it really got going and got connected. So nope, not your connection. It just happens to be what's going on in the world, in the atmosphere today. All right, so this is Morty, the Mortuary Dog. We're going to follow this dog's process. We're going to take you along with the training. I'm going to try to show you as much as possible about what it is we do and how we do it. Some of the episodes may be very long because some of the lessons and the training that we can do can be about a half hour, 45 minutes, and other times it's like 5 minutes and out. All right, so there we go. I hope you enjoy the upcoming time that we're going to spend with Morty, and then hopefully all the way to where we take him over to the mortuary and show him off and what it is they're going to do. All right, take care, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you at the next one. Take care.